Hello darling hearts, it's GAPS coach Emma here, bringing you GAPS news and interesting tidbits. I'm on a bit of a fast book restriction at the moment because I correctly pointed out that Dr. Natasha's son got damaged after he had his jibber jabbers. And the bots got me because I didn't put it in code. Never mind, but if you can like or send a message or comment or share, or that'd be fantastic. I want to talk about the meat packing plants and various other food processing plants in the USA that have succumbed to disastrous accidents and mishaps and fires and explosions and I don't know what. I mean, it's quite interesting how the food supply sources are being affected. In 2019, apparently, there were 10 events in food packing plants in the US that caused damage, and I'm not entirely sure what, but apparently there were 10 of them. In 2020, there were 26. That's quite a big hike. And then in 2021, there were 33. There's that magic number. And then in 2022, that from the beginning of the year, January, until now, where are we, May, there have been 61. What's going on? There's some funny business going on. It's a bit like, the string of holistic doctors that disappeared, died, got suicided, whatever, who knows, sort of in the run-up to this time of the Rona. Including, interestingly, Dr. Carrie, I'm not going to say his full name, but it sounds like a fish called a mullet, but it ends in S. But he was the inventor of the PCR test, and he stated categorically before his death in 2019 that it wasn't to be used for diagnostics. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, darling hearts, forget all that and let's think about sources of food on the ground, like close to us. Let's go and make friends with our local farmers. Let's go and help our local farmers out. Let's buy direct from the farmer and cut out the middleman. These food processing plants probably are, I don't know, to tell you the truth, but they're big ones. So that they are the ones that are producing the food-like products, not really the real food. So we need to go and make contact with our local growers and grow our own, get a few ducks, get a few chickens, get a goat in and start milking. I think the time is right. At the moment, I'm going to be talking in my Timeless Cookery Club about best foods to stockpile, best foods to keep in the cupboard that are going to keep a long while, and a lot of those include ferments, which is how we used to preserve foods before the dawning of the age of the fridge. So if you're interested in ways to optimise your health, then come and join me at Timeless Cookery Club and we can talk about all these issues. Or come and see me in Normandy this summer, because I'm going to be doing some GAPS retreats and I'll cook for you for 9 days. There's one in June, one in July, one in August. I'd love to see you in Normandy, so DM me or leave a little comment or something and I can tell you all about it. It's going to be wonderful. Just going to do GAPS foods. It's on the cliff top by the seaside in northern France. If you want to just be a ferry foot passenger, we can come and pick you up from the ferry, and you'll have all your meals, and you can have a private bedroom, or there's a shared bedroom, or you can camp. And so there's different prices, so you can have a look on timelesscookery.com for details about that, about the retreats, about the GAPS retreats. So yeah, meat packing and processing plants going up in flames under mysterious circumstances in the US. What is going on? Love to talk about all these things, but can't do it on Facebook, otherwise they censor me. So please do spread the word and, get it out there. Much appreciate your help and lots of love to you all. Stay safe. What a stupid thing to say. There's no such thing as safety. Just stay sane, stay sovereign, stay real. Because when you're just saying it like it is, the way you see it, you're making it up as you go along, but you're speaking your truth, and it's ever so easy to just say it like it is. Say what you see. What are you seeing? I'm seeing 10 accidents in the meat plants in 2019, 26 accidents in 2020, 33 accidents in 2021, and 61 accidents to date in 2022. They're just trying to make problems like they usually do. They're parasites, basically. These entities that are causing these issues are parasites, and it's a bit like having parasites inside us. In fact, I think a lot of these, like Klaus Martin Schwab from the World Economic Forum, whose name is an anagram of Anubis lacks warmth. Anubis being the god of the underworld. You know, I think these people have actually been parasitized. I think that there's some kind of parasitic entity in them, making them behave like morons. And anyway, I don't know if I can forgive them for the mess they're making. They need to really get shut down and fast. Hi, Lisa. But that's not to say, you know, that we don't have parasites in us. In fact, you know, there's stuff going on in the skies, which means all of us have poisons in us from airborne toxins. And there's even the food system, I believe, is kind of weaponized. And so I'm kind of glad these big plants have gone down, you know. More of them can go down as far as I'm concerned, because they're not really producing food. They're producing food-like products, you know. And we need to get real with our food. We need to go and talk to the farmers, find the local growers, go and support them, literally. That might sound completely impractical for someone living in the city, but there's ways and means when you put your mind to it. And we're prodigious creators. We have the power. That's why they have to parasitize us, because they're not creative. They're just kind of like working to a plan and doing what they're told, like automaton, like robots, like AI. Yeah, and there is a big AI takeover being attempted. Do you want to stay human, or do you want to allow the AI in? A lot of it is staying away from your these things, the phones and things, you know, or at least have it on airplane mode, at least when it's in your pocket, please. I've seen a mammogram of a woman who had breast cancer, and the mammogram, the shape of the tumours, that they were dotted in the shape of her mobile phone, where she stuffed it down her bra all the time. We've got to start paying attention, because the phones are vibrating frequencies at us. So here's a little thing, let me just run this by you. What if your body was full up of oxalates, which are a natural plant defense, a crystal, calcium oxalate, right? It's in rhubarb, it's in chocolate, it's in peanuts, it's in spinach, big time. Popeye was telling us to eat it. In 1933, spinach sales went up by 33%. There's a few little pointers for you there. You know, these oxalate high foods, potatoes for heaven's sake, you know, chocolate and potatoes, what can you find at every checkout across the globe? Chocolate and crisps, chips, whatever you want to call them, cooked in vegetable oil, which is another thing that's a poison to your system. So we're all tanked up and topped up with these oxalate crystals. What if the EMF frequencies that are coming out of your phone, that are coming out of the Wi-Fi, are tuned to a certain frequency that's actually vibrating those crystals and causing issues in your wherever? I mean, they create kidney stones, and they also can get stuck in your feet. They can give you urinary tract infections. If you're endlessly itchy downstairs but you know you haven't got an infection, what could it be? It could be the crystals trying to come out. Also, it's going to give us rashes, you know. So this whole business of the pox that comes from primates, I'm not going to say that other word just in case the bots get me again, but in the UK at the moment they're talking about everyone's going to come down with the next big pandemic-y thing, which will be the pox. And so that's going to be bubbles, you know, on the skin, yeah? What if that was oxalate crystals vibrating with the frequencies from the devices trying to come out, you know? And they the powers, the so-called powers that be, that are causing all these problems in the meat packing plants, you know, what if they say, oh my God, you got the pox? It'd be like in that scene in Monsters, Inc. I don't know if you've seen it, but one of the monsters comes back from scaring the human kids through the doors, and he's got a human sock on his back, and they're like, 101! And they call out an alarm, and then they surround him and like spray him and shave him and like disinfect him, and like, you know, please don't let it get like that, people. Stay with it. Keep your wits about you. Eat the right foods. Stay off the starchy carbs, because they just make you slow. They just slow you down, and we need our wits about us. See me at timelesscookery.com. Come to France with me in the summer, in June, July or August. I'm going to do 9-day retreats, and I'll cook for you for the week, and we'll swim in the sea every day, and it's going to be joyful and wonderful, and we can like break down all of the crap that's going on. Please do put a little comment or share this, because I'm on a fast book restriction for stating the truth. Heck. Anyway, darling hearts, I do love you so, and join me at timelesscookery.com on my monthly membership as well, if you like, because we get to the nitty-gritty. We're going to be talking about what foods would be a good idea to stockpile. When I say stockpile, I mean just keep a little cupboard full of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not difficult. Anyway, lots of love to you. Speak soon. Bye.